You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriots. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find me on Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, Gab.com. Most importantly, like, share, and subscribe on this episode. I don't like to beat around the bushes. I love to get right to the nitty-gritty of the videos, and that's going right straight to the articles, right? This article is going to cover the situation with China, where Donald Trump labeled him as a currency manipulator, right? So basically, they changed the currency because of the tariffs that have been put on. So in order for China to compensate with the tariff, they have to lower their value of their currency. That's what they're doing right now. And this article is gonna project what happened when they do that. All right. Let me pull this article for you guys. All right. I just want to say, you guys, without you guys, this channel would not be possible. So your time on this channel is greatly appreciated. So I love you guys. All right. This article from Zero Hedge. I'll leave a link in the description. China fixed Yuan weaker than 7 of the first time in over 11 years. Right? They're lowering the value of their dollars. This is what happened when you lower the value of their dollars. Try to compensate with a tariff that Donald Trump put on China. Now, the reason why Donald Trump put on China, because back in December, China was promised to buy a certain amount of goods from the United States, right? And good like soybean, pork, and all that stuff, right? They promised that during the G20 or G8, whatever summit in whatever, I think Japan, right? They promised to do that, but and not only that, they promised to stop stealing intellectual property. Now, fast forward to today, China still hadn't done that, right? They hadn't commit to buying goods from America, nor did they enforce any laws to prevent copyright protection, right? Because of that, Donald Trump have no choice. They didn't deliver in his word. So when they don't deliver in the word, he had to increase this tariff. China is a very stubborn country. You know that, right? So they decided to combat the tariff with devaluing their currency, right? Now, China is a communist state, right? Communists are not supposed to depend on currency, or they don't supposed to rely on it, but if they don't, their economy is suffering, right? Because of when they manipulate their dollars, that means that means price will go up in their own country. So this is most likely to affect China than us. They can't keep doing this forever. They can't keep devaluing their money forever in China, because when you devalue your money in China, that means the people have to spend more money, work harder to get to afford the stuff they need in life. All right, so they can't keep this up forever. And here in this article, it shows you that. All right, look at this. They've been messing up their thing right now. Let me see this article. For the first time since March 2008, the PBOC fixed the yuan weaker than 7 per US dollar. So it's weaker. It's 7 times weaker than US dollars. All right. Offshore yuan was leaked lower to the fix, but rallied modestly in the 7.0039 fix, slightly stronger than expected. All right, this is a lot of technical mamba jama, but you can see by this graph, right? This is what happens. Look at this. It went that low now. In this graph, the offshore yuan. This shift enabled offshore yuan to be weaker, down by 7 points, 7.114. All right, but as Normero noted, that it could be set to get worse. All right, so this whole tariff thing, this whole exchange tariff, is more damaging to the Chinese than it is damaging for us. Now, some theory that said that China are willing to put this because they think that Donald Trump will not waive it out to his second term, right? Now, if Donald Trump did make it to his second term, that means he has 6 terms in total. But the thing is, in China, Xi Jinping have a lifetime term. All right, so they're willing to waive this out. But right now, what Donald Trump is doing right now, he's taking every measure to hit China as hard as possible. All right? Let's continue with the article. If it turns out the actual economic momentum in China has flagged the extended suggestion by the deterioration of Chinese equity sentiment, past patterns suggest that there is still scope of RMB to weaken further. Exactly. So it's only going to damage China even worse. The possibility remain in the yuan could depreciate even more against JPY in Europe against US dollars, judging by the relatively shifted lower of RMB brackets versus the US dollars exchange. It seems that pressure is starting. All right? They can't do this forever. I think within 6 years, China can collapse. All right? The PBCQ decisions comes in trends of following CTA and chasing downside of yuan saying futures and high shares futures at an increasing pace. They have restored their existing net short position of Hang Seng future of the future of its 48% of the YTD peak in June, and 67% of the H shares future, which suggested that the room is built on these positions further. Not only so look at this. The map speaks for itself. It's not doing well. They can't keep this up forever. Because of that, I want to bring you to another article. All right, this regarding Tesla. All right, Tesla is mulling raising prices again in China amid of yuan weakening. All right, these are the type of repercussions I'm telling you about. Never a company is to miss an opportunity to raise prices. Tesla is again considering to raise prices in China from September as a result of UN-related uncertainties. According to Reuters, the company plan to have not been made public yet, but no specific detail on the price changes have been revealed. Tesla import all of its cars that it sells to China, but is currently in the process of building the factory in Shanghai that aims to help the company minimize the impact of ongoing trade and war associated with tariffs. If Tesla moved forward with their price hike, it would be the first cases of planned price adjustment by an import since China's decisive inaction of the yuan earlier this week. It's also a picture that the growth pressure that the importer could be facing. Tesla hoped to finish the initial construction of its factory in Shanghai this summer and aim to begin production in the Model 3 towards the end of the year. We reported back in March that the constant price changes by Tesla in China has spurred protests against the company. China threw a wrench in the gear of not only its ongoing trade war with the U.S., but also worldwide currency and equality marketing on Monday when it allowed the yuan to be weakened in the past of $7 mark from the first time in decades. The ensuing U.S. equity market session saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average drop by 750 points. As a result, the United States labeled China as a current manipulator, which further escalated the tension between the two countries. China pushed back the label, claiming that it does not use the currency to cop the trade friction. Of course it does. That's how you do it. That's in order to combat the tariff, they have to lower the value of their currency, all right, to offset it. And now when they lower the value of their currency, it only hurts China more than it hurts America. That's what it is. All right, and there's the graph that shows you the offshore yuan. It depreciated within 1 day, dropped 700 points, and China and Tesla's taking advantage of this. They have to increase the price. They have to increase the price because the yuan. Tesla realized that the value of the yuan is depreciating. So in order to make up for the expense of Tesla, they have to increase the prices to keep up for the value of the money. That's what it is. They have to. So it's real time economics are here. A company need to adjust the price because the value of the yuan is depreciating. Right now, if If the value of the yuan were increasing, all right, of course Tesla would have to reduce the price. Well, or keep it steady, at least. But because the value is depreciating, is weakening, they have to make a profit somehow. So they have to they have to raise the prices in order to make a profit, in order to break even. That's what I'm saying. So China, by doing this stupid thing that they're doing right now, is not helping them out. I wish Donald Trump within the next 6 years, at the rate he's going, it really crushed Chinese economy. Now I said this once, I say it again. People in America need to stop buying Chinese-made crap and buy American goods. Buy anything American. Stop buying stuff from China. All right, because you're helping them in the situation. All right, stop buying China because there's a tariff on Chinese phone, video games, movies, electronics. Just stop buying it. You do not need none of this stuff. All right, that's how Chinese make money off of American back, because Americans keep buying the crap. All right, I don't care about what happened to the Chinese economy. I don't care what's happened, or I don't care if they collapse. That's what we want. We want them to collapse. And to say that America only get the products from China, no, not at this moment right now. Back probably 10 years ago, yes, we get most of our items from China. But right now, there's more competition. There's also a big factory being built in Vietnam, Burma. All right, Cambodia, Thailand, all these other countries are entering the same game as China right now. So back in the days, China didn't have competition for cheap labor. Now they have competition for cheap labor. All right. So when you have competition, it has to make China to be more competitive. All right, and they can't be like this forever. They do not want their dollar weakened. See, if their dollars weaken, they can't make all these artificial islands, take away putting money in their army, because you don't want China to have a strong army. All right, to identify a strong nation, you determine by their navy and the army. All right, this is why Americans spend so much money in the army. That's why they're so strong. This is to prove a point. All right, now China's try keep up with this by taking land, building artificial island, and all this stuff. All right, because of this, that's why I'm a firm advocate of destroying the Chinese economy. Hell, back in the 70s, we didn't need China. We could live without China once. What's to say that we can't live without China again? All right? It doesn't make any sense. I'm a totally proponent of destroying the Chinese economy and support American economy. If American would support more American company, maybe there will be more jobs in America instead of outsourcing their job to all these third world countries. All right, support American company. Maybe American would hire more Americans and make American jobs. That's what I'm for. So for America only. All right, but hey, China's collapsing, and that's good to see for me. Some people might have their own views, say, "Oh, it's not a good idea. It might disturb the global economy." You know what? America's been self-sufficient for so many years. It could be self-sufficient again. That's all I can say. If you have a comment, please comment below. Let me know what you think. All right? Because of what I'm saying, YouTube don't want to monetize my channel because I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. That means I can say what I want without being bothered by any outside interference. All right? Look how scripted I'm mumbling right now. All right? Why would I put this out in the public? Because I don't care. All right? If you like what I do, please like, share, and subscribe. Because the point of the channel is to get people things for themselves. All right? Because of that, I'm not taking any donations. Because when you think for yourself, it encourages me to make more videos. When I make more videos, I saturate YouTube algorithm. When I saturate YouTube algorithm, it make my video more expansive to a broader audience, and I get people to think. All right. Because the point of this channel is, I always said this, people can think for themselves. If people think for themselves, there wouldn't be any need for all these social programs, taking away people's rights away, taking people's wealth away. All right. Restrict people. Right? These are group thinking mentality. People who do that, like the Democrat, Marxist, Socialists, Communists. These are group thinkers, and you do not want group thinkers. They're a detriment to society. All right. Because of that, I'm not taking donations because I figure it's more incentive for me if I get you to think for yourself because you're not bothering me. If you're able to think for yourself, you won't initiate all these stupid policies that would affect me. All right. But let me know if you agree. China's collapsing. Are you for it or against it? Leave a comment below. This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. I know your time is very precious, and I try not to waste your time. All right? Thanks for listening. And you guys have a good day. Peace.